Yo, what's up, guys? This is ENTP.Nurture, and we're going to talk a little bit lower today because it's night. I've shot this video like I don't know how many times by now. Every time there was some observer problem. Hopefully, this is the take. Sleep process. What is sleep process? If you are around any Facebook group, you have seen this term thrown around. Oh my god, I did this. I went through this traumatic thing. I'm going to sleep process now. And they use sleep process synonymous to I'm going to like take a break from everything and self-reflect, contemplate, um, self-inquire. Yeah, but what is sleep process really, and why should you be sleep processing now? Sleep process, the difference between sleep process and consuming something is when you're consuming something you understand it, but when you're sleep processing you realize something. Realization leads to change in your identity, self growth. If you're stuck in some past, what will get you out of that toxic loop is this baby right here, sleep process. Now, how do you sleep process? Not just how do you sleep process, how do you do it efficiently? Because if you're a sleep lash like me, sleep process is a pain. It's a very emotionally taxing, it is very mentally taxing, and it's also taxing in terms of your identity. You have to like sit still, contemplate, think. It's just taxing in a lot of ways, and you cannot do it for long durations of time. So you need to find a method to do it very efficiently, fast, quick, so that you can do it, get done with it, and keep moving on. So to understand how to do sleep process efficiently, faster, in a cooler way, you need to first understand what is consume, play, and what is sleep. Because once you understand what sleep is, then you understand how to change it. Understanding consume and play. Consume is basically taking in new information. What do I mean by new information? You have reality out there, something from outside that you have not come up with is you're taking in. It could be by reading books, watching YouTube videos, Udemy courses, any information that is not created by you and you are reading it or consuming it is consumed animal. You're taking in new information, new. That means you didn't create it from outside. Play also works in a similar way. You're still getting new information, but you're getting it through other people. Play energy, meaning you're asking someone else and you're pinging off of them to get the new information. Hey, what do you think about this? Hey, what do you feel about this? Oh, okay. Let me see. Let me think. So here's a diagram that I took from my friend Type Makina. So you have extroverted deciders here. What do I mean by extroverted decider? Decider means what? Thinking or feeling. Extroverted decider is extroverted thinking or extroverted feeling. And here you have observer function. Observer means what? It is sensing or intuition. Extroverted observer is extroverted sensing or extroverted intuition. So you are pinging off of the tribe, hey, here's the information. What do you think? Hey, here's the thing. What do you feel about it? Yeah. And you're getting in new information in that way. In contrast to sleep, sleep is you're recycling known information. Think of yourself as a black box, right? If input is coming from here and output is coming from here, you're taking this output, you're feeding it back into yourself. So you're creating this loop. So you're recycling known information. Now, how do you do that? You can do that by asking good questions. So when you ask question, you're getting some information out of you. That information, that output that you got, turn it into turn it turn it into a question, send it back in. And that is sleep processing. So you're sitting with something. You're asking yourself something, some information will come out, you take that information, feed it back in. Now, there are certain things that will make this even more efficient, and there are three things to be precise that will make this even more efficient. But to sum this all up, sleep process is you're like reflecting, is self-reflection, and you're like you're bringing out information from within you, and you're sending it back in. So you're like So you're going through this like loop of introverted function. It's your introverted thinking or feeling plus your introverted sensing or intuition. So you're building this. Yeah? You're crystallizing this aspect of yourself. Now there are three things that will make this even more efficient. Number one is the quality of the question that you ask yourself. The quality of the question that you ask yourself will bring out the best information that is there within you. So, the better quality questions that you can ask yourself, the better the quality of the answer would be. The better the quality of the answer, the the process of getting insights would be faster because you're not running around in circles or going in what I call red herring. So you're getting distracted. You don't get distracted. The quality of question will ensure that you're pulling up stuff that really matters and not get distracted in stuff that doesn't. Second is how honest or transparent you are with yourself. What do I mean by this? There are so many things that we blindly believe that we shouldn't do just because society or your parents or your neighbor said not to do, or when you did something they gave you that look like what you did that, stuff like that. When you're a kid you subconsciously program that, oh, I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to think this. What that results in is that inhibits you from being who you are with yourself, being completely transparent with yourself. So whenever you're doing sleep process, the more transparent you are with yourself, the faster this is going to be. If you deny an aspect of yourself which in your heart you know is true, but you think, no, 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 I cannot think this way, because if I think this way, because society says I shouldn't think this way, right? You're going to be stuck in that loop for a long, long time. So the more honest and transparent you are, you go like, you know what? I guess this is who I am. Because this is what my actions show me. Because only when you accept who you are, do you get the power to change it. Without accepting who you are, you cannot change it. Yeah, because what are you changing? You'll be like, oh, I understand, realize now I am being this way. I don't prefer to be this way. I prefer to be this way, so I'm going to be that way. And now there is change. There's a sense of acceptance, which will only come if you're honest and transparent with yourself. The third and the final thing is you have to still your mind. Still your mind. Why do you even have to still your mind? This is probably the most counterintuitive point you would have learned. Why do I say counterintuitive, Prem? Okay, because you would think sleep process, you are thinking a lot, right? You'll probably be thinking a lot, processing a lot of thoughts, the process is actually reverse. So the lesser thoughts you think, the faster your sleep process is going to be. It's something like this. The 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 thing that you want to sleep process is this yellow guy, right? Notice how this yellow guy is crowded among all these blue people. Now let's say he's your little son and you're trying to find him in this crowd. It's going to be super hard, yeah, just because of the sheer number of people. But let's say there are only like five people. Even if your son or daughter is lost in this crowd, you should be able to find it because the number of thoughts or people here is less. Similarly, you have 10,000 thoughts going in your head right now, out of which you're only conscious of seven at any moment. Because you're only conscious of seven, you'd be like switching into random seven into 10,000 thoughts. Oh, when you're doing something, oh, I have to do the dishes, oh, I have to do this bank thing, oh, I have to do this project, you constantly keep becoming aware of seven different things. What that will do to you, it'll just confuse you. So when you still your mind, when you ignore the voices inside your head and you set the intention to sleep process in a specific thing, then something magical happens. The right answer comes before you. You don't even have to work. The right thing will show itself to you because what you're trying to find is the truth. And finding truth is not a process of building, but it's removing. Because truth, no matter what you remove, will still remain true. So think of it like a still lake. When the water is still, you'll be able to see the flow, right? It'll be clear. But let's say there's movement, the water becomes muddy, we can't see clearly what is going on. But if you still your mind like that lake, everything settles down and the answer becomes clear. So you have to still your mind. If you go to this timestamp, 11:47, You'll be able to see how I personally use sleep process, the questions in the video, change beliefs now, I guess. But we are going to watch a practical example of a person actually doing consume and sleep in a perfect balance and who's super successful while doing it. Let's watch this.
I always think that there's two types of players: players who love to win and players who hate to lose. Which one are you?
I'm neither. I'm
Meaning?
neither. Meaning that
Like,
I play to figure
funny.
things out. I play to learn something, right? Because I think if you play with a fear of failure, or you play with the will to win, or that supersedes the fear of failure, I think it's a weakness either way, right? Because if you play with the fear of failing, you'll have the pressure on yourself to play, to capitulate to that fear. If you play with the sense of I want to win, then you have the fear of what happens if you don't. But if you find common ground in the middle, in the center, then it doesn't matter. You're unfazed by either, right? And that enables you to really just stay in the moment, stay connected to it, and not feel anything other than
Here he's talking about two sides. She asked him, what are you playing to win? Or there's some other side, right? He said, I'm playing to learn. This is something that you're consuming, right? But to internalize this is an output of him sleep processing. This is a conclusion from his sleep process. For you to internalize this and make it a part of your identity, you have to sleep process. And you will see how this guy sleep process in a very short clip very soon.
what's in front of you. So I try to just be dead center.
So now she asked him some very important question where you'll see this guy, he has consumed and sleep as a savior. He like to sleep super fast and come up with conclusions. Watch.
Right?
So are you telling me then, let's just say all the career statistics that you've compiled, they all still exist, you still play for the Lakers, still, and all of that still happens. If you finished your career without a championship, you would not have looked at that as a failure.
No, I would have looked at it as being extremely disappointed because I had a dream and I had goals that I wanted to accomplish, right? And if I don't accomplish those goals, I have to ask myself why, right? And so from my position, the reason why I would not have accomplished those things is poor leadership, failure to communicate properly with my teammates to put them in positions to be successful, lack of preparation, all those things would be reasons why I don't win, right? So now, if that was the case, and in my career, I had to sit and I
So what you just saw is him doing sleep process and coming up with conclusions really fast. So watch carefully.
teammates to put them in position. The reason why I would not have accomplished those things is, and if I don't accomplish those goals, I have to ask myself why.
I have to ask myself why. Remember, question, you ask yourself why. Something comes up, take it. Why? Something comes out, take it. Why? Pa 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 pa. And now, through this process, you come to certain realizations or certain conclusions, which is what he's going to tell next.
Right? So from my position, the reason why I would not have accomplished those things is poor leadership, failure to communicate properly with my teammates to put them in positions to be successful, lack of preparation, all those things would be reasons why I don't win, right? So now, if that was the case, and in my career, I have to sit and I have to analyze that, and then as I move
I have to sit and I have to analyze that. This is the sleep process, sleep kicking in, right? This is what I'm calling sleep.
and I evolve, post basketball into business or whatever, those same weaknesses are going to reveal themselves there, right? So if I don't learn from that, I'm going to struggle here too, right? So I can take those situations
Voice
and learn
thinking.
from those and have them, you know, make me a better person later in life. But if I don't take that stuff and apply that someplace else, then that's failing, which to me is the worst
Worst feeling
possible thing you could ever have is
possible.
to stop and to not learn.
Stop.
So Kobe has created.
That's it, guys. Let me know in the comments below if you have certain questions that you'd like to ask yourself in more detail or that helped you sleep process. What is your experience with sleep process? Any tips, conclusions, any more techniques that you find to help you or find helpful? Let me know in the comments below. That's it for this video. Let me know how you like this video, the slides and stuff. You like it? Let me know. Anyway, Here's an awkward goodbye.